Ssekagya Ali Moses, the registration number SEP18 BCS 003U. I'm going to talk about marketing philosophies. First and foremost, I will talk about marketing. Marketing is a process of communicating the value of products and services to the customers for the purpose of selling them those products and services. Under marketing philosophies are there are 4 competing marketing philosophies that strongly influence the marketing activities, and these include production concept. Secondly is a sales concept. Thirdly is a marketing concept, and the fourth one is a societal concept. I'm going to start with the production concept. Production orientation focuses mostly on internal capability of the firm rather than on the desire and the needs of the marketplace. The firm is concerned with what it does best, based on the raw materials and experience that they are having, rather than with what consumers want. What do I mean? When in this production process, you find like a company is producing goods without minding about what really consumers needs. For example, you find a company like Mkwano producing goods and services, and instead of like knowing like this product is a bit expensive, it won't be managed by the consumers to continue producing it because it has the materials for its production. And like another thing is that when the demand of this product exceeds the supply of the goods, then management should look into to improve production. Secondly is a sales concept. This assumes that more goods and services will be purchased if aggressive advertisement, if aggressive sales technique are used, and high sales result is high profits. What do I mean? This assumes that this sales concept assumes that the more aggressive, the more goods you sell. This assumes that if more aggressive sales techniques are used, then more products will be sold, and then more profits will be realized. This is mostly used by most companies like Ham in selling their goods. That the more aggressive sales they make, is the more profits they will make. And the third one is the market. The fourth one is the marketing orientation. This concept says that the social and economic justification for an organization's existence is a satisfaction of consumers' wants and needs while meeting organizational objectives. The marketing concept involves focusing on the customers' wants and needs, as the organization can differentiate its product from competitors' offerings. It's also it also involves integrating all the organization activities, including production, to satisfy these wants and needs. It also involves achieving long-term goals for the organization by satisfying customers' wants and needs legally and responsibly. Under marketing concept also, it's marketing concept involves obtaining information about customers, competitors, and markets. In this way, we shall be examining the information from the total business perspective, determining how to deliver superior customer values, and implementing action to provide values to the customers. Another thing that marketing concept also involves understanding your competitive arena and the competitor's strength and weakness. That is, the competitor's strength and weakness is a critical component of marketing orientation. The marketing concept also involves companies being successfully coordinating all business functions to deliver customer orientation. Another philosophy of marketing philosophy is the societal marketing orientation or concept, and in this concept, the social marketing orientation states that an organization exists not only to satisfy customer wants and needs and to meet organizational, but also to preserve or enhance individual and society's long-term best interests. The societal concept also extends the marketing concept to serve customers, the organization itself, and the society as a whole. The second number, I'm going to explain about the product life cycle. Product life cycle is a process products go through from the time it is introduced or released in the market until it dies or declines from the market. Product life cycle contains or has 4 stages. The first one is the introduction stage. That's when the product is introduced into the market or released into the market. The second one is the growth stage. This is when the product is starting to grow or increase in the market, and the company is making more profits. The third one is maturity stage. That's when the product is almost reaching its maximum, and at this stage the company makes a lot of money as the product will start declining. The fourth one is the decline stage, and this is when the product is declining in the market and low profits are being made. While other profits may stay for a prolonged maturity state, all products eventually phase out of the market due to several factors, including customer satisfaction, increased competition, and decreased demand and dropping sales. I'm going to start talking about explaining the 4 stages of introduction, explaining the 4 stages of product life cycle. In this product life cycle, the first stage is introduction stage, and here the product is released into the market, and being a new product, its market is still low, and consumers or customers have not yet realized that it is even in the market. And due to this, during this introduction stage, marketing and promotion are the only things that a company can carry out in order for this product to get demand, or to start getting demand for that product. Also, in this introduction stage, it is in this stage that the company is first able to get a sense of how consumers respond to the product. And in this way, the consumers will be showing, or the company realize that the company will realize whether this product is needed by the consumers or it is not needed whereby how are they going to realize it? In this consumers will it is also in this process that it is also in this stage that heavy spending period for the company with no guarantee that the product will pay for itself through sales. Generally, during this stage, due to high advertising rate, promotion, the company uses a lot of money to advertise the product, and which is whereby they are not sure whether this product will increase in demand, and due to that, either the company is most likely to make high profits or low profit, since they even don't know whether the product will be demanded. In this introduction stage, the costs of advertising are generally high. Cost of promotion is high, and though the sole aim of introduction stage is the sole goal of the introduction stage is to build the sole aim of introduction stage is to build demand for the goods and services into the market, so that consumers or customers are able to know about it. For example, when computers were brought, laptops were brought into the market, whereby for them there is work and there is everything. At first, it was not easy, though with the time, people have realized, because people some were even illiterate about the laptops. So companies that are making, the Dell companies, the HP companies, had to make a lot of advertisement, promotions, in order to make people know about their product. Another thing is, if I talk about Reham during its introduction stage, it had to change its product. Compared to the Coca-Cola and the Pepsi-Cola, this Reham came up with a bottled drink, whereby it became easy for the people to buy it and move with it without even requesting for the bottle, as it was when Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola were making these products. It was also in this stage that Reham had to use a lot of money investing in promotions, that is promoting their product, in order to make people know about their product. During that time of Reham introducing its Reham Cola, all Reham products, Reham had to use to carry out a lot of promotions, advertising how good their product is, and in that process they had to use a lot of money. So in this stage, this stage is a bit expensive, and the organization doesn't know whether the product will be demanded and it will make profits. Under the same introduction stage, costs are generally very high and is typically little competition. The principal goal of the introduction stage to build demand for the product and get into the hands of this product, and the product gets into the hands of the consumers, hoping to later cash in on its growing popularity. Another stage of product life cycle is the growth stage. By the growth stage, consumers are already taking the product. They are already buying it, increasingly buying it. And the product concept is proven and it's becoming more popular. Here the product is becoming more popular. People are getting to know about it. People are getting to know how to use it, and people are getting to know the advantage of using it. That is the growth stage. And also other companies are becoming more aware of the product and its space in the market, which is beginning to draw attention and increasing pull in the revenue. Another thing is during this stage, competition for the product is especially high, and the company may still heavily invest in advertising and promotion of the product to beat out those competitors such that it makes more profits. And as a result of the product will start growing. The market itself tends to expand, and the product growth rate in this stage is typically trickled to improve functions and features. As the market expands, more competition often drives prices down to make the specific products competitive. However, sales are usually increasing in volume and generating revenue. Also, marketing in this stage is aimed at increasing the product market share. For example, you see, like during, I would give an example of reham. With the reham, when people started realizing that it is flexible, whereby you can go buy a bottle of like a plastic bottle of 1,000, and then you move with it wherever you want, instead of the other one, the metallic one, whereby you have to buy it, then take the bottle back. So people found this one much better, and hence beating up the competitors like the so-called Coca-Colas and Pepsi-Colas. And that's when they also realized that they should start making bottled products. Another stage of product life cycle is the maturity stage. This is when the product has reached its maturity stage. Its sales tends to slow down or even top down, signaling a largely saturated market. At this point, sales can even start to drop down. It is upon this company either to make investment, to make more research and development in order to make this product to continue in the market, or else to start like reducing on the price of the product in order to beat up the competitors, or they can also start like taking their products like outside, like, or taking them to other parts of the country that have not yet received those products. That's widening their market base. And if they don't widen their market base, then their product will go into maturity stage. Pricing at this stage can tend to get competitive, signaling a margin shrinking as prices begin falling due to the weight of the outside pressure, like competitors or lower demand. Marketing at this point is targeted at fending off competition, and the companies will often develop new or altered products to reach different market segments. Given the highly saturated market, it is typically in the maturity stage of the product that less successful competitors are pushed out of the competition. Often, this stage is called the shakeout point. This stage, the maturity stage, is called the shakeout point. this shakeout point, if at all you cannot compete, you cannot change your product, you cannot carry out research and the development, if you cannot widen your market base, then you shake out. Hence coming up with this point, that's why this maturity stage is also called the shakeout point, because they can shake you out if at all you don't really do what is necessary for your product to continue in that maturity stage. In this stage, the maturity stage or the shakeout point, in this stage saturation is reached and sales volume is maxed out. Companies often begin innovating to maintain their market share, changing or developing their product to meet with new demographics or developing technologies. It is on this maturity stage. This maturity stage may last a long time or a short time depending on the product. For example, if this product has not gotten competitors, or they have not, there is no a competitor who has come up with a product that is more than the product which is in the market, then it will keep going, hence having a long time in the market. But if the competitor comes up with a product that can compete, or that is more useful than the prevailing product, then this product will be kicked out and it will go into the maturity stage. The maturity stage for some brands, maturity stage, for example, the cassette radios in the early 70s were the boomers, like cassette radios, whereby you put these tapes, and then by that time, if you have a cassette radio, then you're good. Like I would give an example of Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola in the sometime back in the 90s, 80s, 2000, it was order of the day, Pepsi Cola and Coca-Cola. But when other companies came up, like the Kiri and the Riham Colas and other companies, when they came up, they were beaten up at first, because people came up with the people who started these companies first learned about how Coca-Cola does their things, and then they came up with new ideas, and because they carried out research and development, whereby this Coca-Cola was given a KO. It was kicked off for some time, whereby Riham Cola started making bottled products with which was costing low income, whereby even someone in the village can afford taking a soda at 1,000, and he goes with a bottle. It also created the flexibility of bottles, because someone would buy a plastic bottled soda or a ham, and doesn't take back the bottle, as compared with the Coca-Cola and Pepsi Cola, whereby you had to buy soda and then you take back the bottle. So this also created this Coca-Cola and Pepsi Cola almost to go into maturity stage. But as they were going into the maturity stage, they carried out research and development, and also innovated some other ways on how to improve on their products in order to compete with the so-called Riham. That is the time they also started making bottled products. and also reducing on their on the price of their products, hence competing with the companies that had come up to compete with them, and this made them to continue in the maturity stage, though their profits decreased a bit because of other companies like Reham coming up with new ideas and technologies of making products. The fourth stage of product life cycle, or PLC, is a decline stage, or the decline state. In this state, although companies will generally attempt to keep the product alive in the maturity stage as long as possible, decline for every product is inevitable. The product decline must be there, whether you want or you don't want. It must come up, whereby the product will start declining if at all you don't change into the product. In the decline stage, product sales drop significantly, and consumer behavior changes as there is less demand for the product. The company's product loses more and more market share, and competition tends to cause sales to reduce or deteriorate. Also, marketing in the decline stage is often minimal or targeted at already loyal customers, and prices are reduced. In this stage, eventually the product will retire out of the market unless it is able to redesign itself. This point is, eventually the product will retire out of the market unless it is able to redesign itself to remain relevant or in demand. What do I mean? If the product, if someone is making a product that is going into a decline state, then tries to redesign this product to match the prevailing condition, then that's when it will. For example, bars normally change names. They change names in order for customers to know that maybe the other bar was changed, maybe this is a new bar. That's when they will come up. they will start, other customers will start coming. They will be knowing that this is a new bar, yet it is the same bar. And this means that the owner of this bar has redesigned the name of the bar in order to get customers, or to get more customers. For example, another thing is like product like typewriters, telegrams, and muskets are deep in their decline stages, and in fact almost or completely retired from the market. Right now, if someone is to tell you to look for a typewriter anywhere, you may not even get it. Why? It has gone into its decline state. It failed to compete in the prevailing current condition, and therefore it had to go into the decline state. The products that have gone into the decline state include the typewriter. When this typewriter was first introduced in the 19th century, typewriters grew in popularity as a technology that improved the ease and efficiency of writing. However, new electronic technology like computers, laptops, and even smartphones have quickly replaced the typewriters, causing their revenues and demands to drop down or to drop off. And in this state, these typewriters have been taken over by the likes of companies of like Microsoft. Typewriters could be considered at the very tail end of their decline phase. Typewriters are now declining out. Typewriters are now not even being seen. If you're to tell a digitalized person right now to look for you, to look for a typewriter, even he'll ask you, how am I going to use it? Or how is it being used? Yeah. Another product that have really gone into the decline state are the VCR. VCR, there was a time VCR is video cassette recorders, and this video cassette recorders, there was a time when they were booming. Many of us probably grew up watching or using these VCRs, but you would like to be hard pressed to find one. Finding one as per now, it is not easy. Or finding one at anyone's home these days, it is not easy. So with the rise of this streaming like Netflix, people have now VCR have been effectively phased out and are deep in their decline state. Lastly, I would explain the decision is to be taken in order to keep in those stages. On introduction stage, in order to keep on introduction stage, more and more promotion should be emphasized, whereby more promotions can lead to more profits. Another thing is carrying out research and delivery, or R&D. This R&D, you find that most of the companies, like these are techno companies, Samsung companies, every day, every now and then, they are carrying out research in order to improve on their technologies. Why? This research is though it is expensive in carrying out research and development, these companies invest a lot of money in research in order to keep in the growth stage. That's why if you see, like in 2013 there was S2, Samsung S2, but as per now we have S9, we have not what. So it is through investing in research and development that a company can keep in growth stage or can keep maximizing its profits. Another thing is widening its market base. For example, if you find like by widening its market base, you find like it is in northern Uganda, that is in northern and eastern Uganda, whereby Guinness company realized that that's where their product is normally bought much. They have high demand for Guinness. They have high demand for Nile breweries. So it had to make more of delivering more products to the northern and eastern, because that's where they realize there is more customer demand. Another thing, by a company can reduce on their prices. And when a company reduces on their prices, they'll start competing with other. If they start, they'll beat up other competitors, meaning that they'll make more sales than these companies that are not reducing on their prices, and hence as they reduce their prices, they'll make more sales, and hence more profits will be realized by this company. Another thing is in the maturity stage, also in order to keep in that maturity stage, a company can start can change its packaging of the product, or can change the name of the product, but the same product, can change the packaging, the branding, but the same product inside. For example, Technophones. A Technophone can make a phone with the same specification, but with a different name. For example, they can call it Pop 2. And when you to compare a Pop 2 Techno product with a W3, you find like the specifications are the same, but they have changed the name of the product. Hence, they'll continue in the market because the consumer will know that I'm buying a different product, yet it is the same product. Hence, they'll use customers' ignorance to make more profits. Thank you. Ssekagya Ali Moses, SEP18 BCS 003 U. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. We meet again. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.